Hello, and welcome back to the channel, and I'm sure you'll stick around because I'm going to make a bunch of content for you all, because this country is and today I'm going to distract you, or try to distract you from this whole apocalypse happening, by telling you a story about a hearing woman giving up her hearing and becoming deaf, or pretending to be deaf rather, for Lent. If you want to hear more bizarre stories like this while you're under self-isolation, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and hopefully you won't miss out on any more videos in the future. Also consider pledging on Patreon or joining the channel for some exclusive perks if you want to help support the channel and the content. Now, I'm an atheist, so clearly I'm not the most religious person in the world. So, to my understanding, Lent is something done by Christians. I told myself I would look it up before I filmed this. But it's something that's very big in the religion community, or some religions, that you give up something very precious to you for like 40 days. It's like a sacrifice to God or something. I'm not gonna pick on it, you do you, that's fine. I'm gonna pick on this woman because this is absolutely the most absurd thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay, maybe not the most absurd thing I've ever seen in my life, because we have this for a president. Now, this all started around the end of February. I'm going to assume that's when Lent starts, and this woman on TikTok just blew up because of this, and let me just show you some things, okay? Day 1 of 40 days of silence, making myself deaf, silicone earplugs to block out sound. I love these, I don't hear anything. Okay, so here's something from her TikTok, I'm guessing the day before that she officially started this thing. Today was a true test of loyalty to my faith, my dedication to Lenten promises. Lenten vow of silence, which is the hashtag. Another one that says, a test to my strength and commitment it takes to live life silent. My God, woman, this is not the end of the world. Are you okay? I just want to know. This is not the end of the world. Being deaf is not the end of the world. You do not have to make this into some... We're dealing with the coronavirus right now, okay? And this is what you are flipping out over? Okay, so this woman is a nurse, or was a nurse, because she got fired for this ridiculous project that she decided to come up with. And she told them that she was going to do this thing, right? I told them it was for 40 days, and if my vow was a problem, then I would take a leave of absence. Because I refused to break my vow of silence and refused to take my earplugs out and speak, I was let go from a nursing job this afternoon. I felt judged and discriminated against. That was never my intention, and it didn't have to be that way. I learned a hard lesson today about the judgment and discrimination and retaliation against people who are deaf, hard of hearing. They should be given the same opportunity as people who can hear. Long after Lent, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to change this. Woman, you did not get let go because you're deaf. You got let go because you are an absolute buffoon. If I ran a hospital, if my deaf self ran a hospital, I would have let you go too, because you are a buffoon. You are an absolute kumquat. Okay, I don't even know if I'm mad. I am a little bit mad because this is so ableist, so oddist. That's with a D, not a T, or a T. It's such an oddist, ableist move to pull. It's so absolutely bizarre to me. It's like, a lot of hearing students who take ASL, they somehow have this project where they have to pretend to be deaf for a day, and that already is like, seriously? But this just takes it to a whole new level. One thing she has a point on is that deaf and hard of hearing people get fired and are they either get fired or they never get the job in the first place because they are deaf. You have an absolute point there, so I applaud you for letting people know that. But again, you did not. This has nothing to do with you being deaf. This is because you are an absolute buffoon making absolutely ridiculous decisions. One person thought that maybe she was going to try to get an interpreter. I think that was a rumor that was just going around. Actually, there is a tweet that I liked. Somebody posted a screenshot. I think I can find it. Mummy Star, who I follow on Twitter, you should go follow her too, says, laughing my ass off, I will need an interpreter. But I can't have it because she has it. And this woman said, I don't want any help with communication. This is over a Catholic vow of silence. for Lent. What I'm trying to get at here, more specifically, is that because you're hearing, you're never gonna really know the personal experience, even if you put earplugs in and whatever. If you really want to know about the awareness of what we go through, just read books from us, read articles, watch videos. Yeah, you're still not gonna get the same personal experience, but it's definitely a far more respectful way of, to figure out what it is that we go through and learn about it. Well, I'm glad she's not trying to steal any interpreters, because can you imagine if she wanted to steal interpreters? Like, it's already difficult for deaf people to get the interpreters that they need in hospitals, to boot. Universities, things like that. Can you imagine if she wanted to I don't even know how she would use an interpreter if she was supposed to do that. The woman doesn't know ASL at all, I'm assuming. Like, what are you gonna do? Just have this pretend ASL interpreter running around, or an official ASL interpreter running around, but you're just doing this pretending crap? Oh my god. At the end of the day, this is a woman that is always going to be hearing. She was never deaf to begin with. She was hearing. Earplugs are not going to make you deaf, okay? And at the end of the 40 days, you're going to be able to take those earplugs out, and that's it. I do not understand why people have to make such bizarre decisions and risk their job, risk their career for something absolutely ridiculous, or to do something absolutely ridiculous just to learn that, or learn about the crap that us deaf people go through. Read a book, woman. Read a book. Watch a YouTube video. We're all under self-isolation, or we should be. Some people are still out partying. Watch YouTube videos. Watch my channel. Here you go. You do not need to be doing something so absurd to try to learn something. You are not going to know what it's like to be deaf, because you are not. Yeah, so just be clear, originally when she was doing it on TikTok, she was like, I want to pretend to be deaf, I'm going to be deaf for 40 days. She says that in the very beginning with her TikToks, and in the hashtag she says 40 days deaf and, other things that are equivalent. And then once deaf people start finding out and then start calling her out on it, then she's trying to backtrack and say that this is just about, like, trying to take a vow of silence and not use her voice at all. She's not trying to pretend to be deaf, etc., etc. So, yeah, that then becomes a whole different problem. But just be assured that she was trying to be deaf, and now she's trying to pretend like it never happened. So, okay. There's no way you could have been fired for being deaf, because it's just not. It's absolutely not the same thing. Oh my god. Okay. Because also, it's not like you had any other communication methods. What were you going to do? I mean, yeah, I suppose she could have written something down on a piece of paper, right? But that's not efficient communication in a hospital. It's something that works in a pinch, but if you're going to be doing this for as long as you claim to be, it's not efficient communication. I'm pretty sure to this day she's still going on. I refuse to go to this woman's TikTok to learn if she's doing anything else, doing anything more than that. There are lots of interpreters and CODA's children of deaf adults praising her for this absurdity, for her tenacity and her audacity to do something like this. And I'm just like, please don't. Don't do this. Do anything else for Lent except for pulling such a ridiculous move like this one. Actually listen to disabled people, listen to deaf people, listen to blind, visually impaired people, listen to wheelchair users and chronically ill people. This is how you know what we go through. You don't have to do something like this to understand. And I don't know how this does not go into people's heads and, like, really, get in there. Like, how... But people don't want to listen to us. That's really just what it comes down to. People just don't want to listen to us, and they just want to, do things like this. Oh my god. I'm like a mixture of incredibly upset, but also incredibly amused right now, because it's like, half of me is like, how ridiculous do you have to be? I'm trying to think of another word, but, like, just how selfish do you have to be? And then the other part of me is like, this is the most hilarious thing ever, and I just want to continue to see how this plays out, because I just want to... It's like hearing people trying to act as deaf people in movies. You're just like, this is absolutely the most hilarious thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I just can't. I cannot. That's a fun little story to tell. Some people wanted my opinions on it. I remember some people on Twitter wanted to know, and I had some YouTube comments, and I wanted to get all the information down at first, but it feels like there's not really much to go on unless you go to her TikTok, which I'm okay with that. I would like to keep the brain cells that I have. Please, you know, I'm under self-isolation for as much as possible, but I'm not that desperate. Anyways, hope you enjoyed that, you know, whatever and however way that you can enjoy that. Tell your other Lent friends, you know, please don't pretend to be disabled one way or another. Don't pretend to ride in a wheelchair, pretend to be blind. Don't be like that woman that actually blinded herself, actually. She didn't do it for Lent, she did it for life, but just, you know, don't do things like that. Like, it's weird. Stop it. Listen to us. We provide you with the information, and that should be enough to go on. I need to go calm down. So, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. You know, use this as a learning opportunity for all your able friends and family. If you'd like to translate this video, I have a translation link down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Be safe out there. Alright, and I will see you later. Bye.